Hey friends, I decided that I was going to do a video on how to cut little boy hair since most people can't get,
That's your little boy.
he's not my little boy. Most folks can't get to anybody who can cut hair. We're going to cut Jonah's hair for you guys, and I'll do a little step-by-step, and hopefully I'll help people who need it. Oh, I'm going to do Ellie's hair first. We'll come back. Okay, so here's our willing participant. Jonah has agreed to let me use him for this demonstration. My stunt dummy. And you can see his hair's pretty long. And he likes to leave it a little longer on top. But I'm going to give him a basic boy haircut that you can follow along. And I will probably be switching on and off a bunch of times to deal with clippers and things like that. Alright, so I'm going to start here. I've got a spray bottle, got Jonah in his little cape, towel works fine. It's better if you have the kids soak their head, which he actually already did. I'm just re-wetting it. Soak their head because hair is like a sponge, and if it's just wet on the outside, it dries out so much faster and it's a little less cooperative. It's easier to keep the mess contained if you're nice and wet. So sorry about that, buddy. One of the things of being successful at cutting a child's hair is keeping them content, so I highly recommend you have M&Ms or Skittles on hand and liberally reward with treats. Sorry, if you're not that kind of mom, then forgive me, but I am. And that will help to, yes, what, an ice cream? Yes.
No, I said except I just ate ice cream.
Yes, we did have ice cream, and he's more tolerant of getting a haircut. So I'm going to start with scissors because some of you won't have clippers. So the thing about when you want to think about how to do a haircut, the idea is picture the kid has been electrocuted and all of their hair is standing on end, all of it. What you want to do is pretend that hair is on end still, and you're going to cut it in the shape of a Q-tip. Basically, you don't want to have it flat on top and a point here because that will make a ridge that runs around the top. You don't want to cut it too close to the head because the head is curved, and what that will do is make the hair down here longer and the hair right here shorter and the hair right here longer. So the goal is to try and make all the hair the same length that as it curves around the head, and not get places where it gets too close and you'll see baldy spots and stuff like that. For me, the way that works best is to just pull it into my fingers, and I slide my fingers out. I keep my hand at a little bit of an angle outward from their head, and then I just clip up. Be careful that you don't catch your own skin right there. I've cut myself a billion times doing that. I learned to cut hair on my brother when I was 12 years old. I thought, I can do that. And my mom said, please do. I don't want to be doing this anymore. And I've been cutting hair as an amateur ever since. So you just are going to work your way around their head. This is my way of doing it. This is my mom cutting, fastest way of doing it. So you just would work your way around the whole outside of their head along the sides to the back. I'm not going to do his whole head this way because it's really slow and little kids don't tolerate this. Ordering a clipper set online is really cheap and easy, and you know, 28 bucks pays for itself in 2 haircuts, right? And then we'll talk about around the face stuff in a minute, but because this hair gets treated a little differently because there's no hair, there's hair here, and technically speaking there's no hair here, even though the hair falls there. So we'll do that all at the end when I'm doing the clippers. But if you were, and I do the hair on top with scissors. You can do it with clippers if you have a very impatient child and you just want to run the whole thing with clippers. That's fine. But Jonah likes his hair to be a little bit styled, and he's very careful with his hair, so I like to respect that. So I put in a number 4 tip. Here's the deal. There's this little swingy bit back here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's making those teeth, see those teeth pop up like that? So Mine is really loose and jiggly, so I just set it to wherever the loosest setting is, which happens to be the longer setting. And I start him with the 4. This is what we'll do on him, so I'm just going to go ahead and start. And if your clippers are kind of old and tired, and mine are, you might have to kind of hold the hair up for them and get them to work. And I'm literally pulling the clippers and yanking the hair off like that. Now when you get to this point on the head, don't continue around the head. You're going to go straight up away from the head, because you don't want to, unless you're going for that kind of military haircut or like the buzz cut, you don't want to curve it around the top of the head. It will make it so it loses that cool haircut definition that you're going to give it in a minute. So you can see that this goes pretty fast. You have to change the direction of your clippers a lot. So going up the head works really great. Thank you, Jonah. He's putting his head down. He's done this so many times he knows. But when we get to the back here, I'm switching. Let me turn this around here so you can see. I'm switching the angle to match being the opposite angle of his own hair growth. So his hair is growing like literally straight up here. So I'm gonna keep changing it. And we'll deal with this little business back here in a minute. That little duck butt is a pain in the rear to deal with, and we'll deal with it in a minute. So we will just keep going. And you might have to, depending on the quality of your clippers, you might have to go over areas several times to get all the hair. And I even go through it later with a comb and a pair of scissors just to make sure we got everything. Okay, I'm gonna switch this off now for a sec.